Blessings and welcome to Mike's Moment of Season 2. I'm Michael Sean Harris, and this is our space to reason, reflect, and reconnect through the stories of artists, musicians, and creative minds from Jamaica, the Caribbean, and beyond. So each conversation is a moment, a window into what inspires us, challenges us, and keeps the creative fire burning. So wherever you are, take a breath, settle in, and share this moment with me. This is Mike's moment of roots evolution. And our special guest today is Clinton Fearon. How you do?
Yeah, greetings, Michael. Greetings.
So good to see you, man. So good to see you.
Oh man, it's the same here. It's the
Yeah,
same
man.
here.
And thank you so much for taking the time. Because what time it is? You're in France. What time it is now?
I'm in France, and it's like 7:37, almost going 8.
Okay, not too late. And I won't take up too much of your time, But
Oh no, it's all
you know,
good. It's all
from
good.
from I met you a couple of years ago, I've wanted to have this kind of conversation with you. When Nathan and Sarah invited me to come and help sing backgrounds for you when you were in Boston.
Yeah, which you did an excellent job.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, man, it was a true pleasure to be amongst the whole group because it's such a nice, beautiful set of people,
That's
and
true.
it stayed with me up till now. Till now, it stayed with me. So I want to talk with you a little bit about your journey and the because I mean your story is out there. But so I want us to kind of talk with you about the beginnings and the
Yeah,
various stages in the journey, and
right,
then I think eventually we want to talk more about creativity and writing and
right,
inspiration and that kind of stuff. So
right.
where did it start for you?
Well, I grew up in the hills in Jamaica, in
Hmm.
in St. Catherine,
Okay.
a little district called Mendes.
Okay.
Kind of in the sticks.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I remember as a youth hearing, my people didn't have radios and things like that. I had some friends who had little pocket radios here and there. You know what I mean? And we would listen to BBC News
Yeah, it's just like
and
shortwave or something. Yeah.
right, and listen to RJR maybe and JBC.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
right, and I think RJR even come later on,
Right.
but I think it was JBC first.
What kind
Anyway,
of music? What kind of music you were hearing on the radio? But yeah,
and we go here in gospel
okay,
and country and western,
right.
and R&B.
Hmm.
Mostly. And then there was a man that named Yu Davis had a little grocery shop and out on the main road. And
Yeah.
every now and then, he would have a group come through that would play what you call quadrille.
Oh yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Quadrille.
yeah.
And that minto with the minto and the yeah, of course, yeah, the different figures in the quadrille.
And I have to
Yes,
dance
yes.
with it and things like that. And I'm saying,
Nice.
ooh, as a little kid, I'm saying, oh man, that's kind of cool.
Hmm.
That's really cool. And then there is a guy came to at one time. What's his name? Oh, he used to play it's like his instrument make out of bamboo joint.
Okay, okay. So it's like
Ah,
a wind instrument he was playing.
a wind instrument, and
Yeah.
I saw him later on in Kingston and saw him at Studio One, and he
Okay.
played Sugar Belly.
Sugar Belly. My father had a record with Sugar Belly. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And I think it
Sugar
was one
Belly.
of the song them was Rukumbine and stuff on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man.
And so, it came through one time, and that was kind of like an uptake from the graduate thing that I'm
Right.
saying, whoa, whoa. But then, when I was 9 years old, most, if not all, the elementary schools in Jamaica met at the stadium in Kingston. for a big function.
Right.
And guess what? The scatter were playing.
Wow.
And that was the eye opener for me, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
they were having so much fun and playing some of the songs that I heard on the radio, like ska songs and things like that, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I'm saying, whoa, that's what I want to do.
Okay. Okay.
And I remember I went back and checked my dad and said, if you can buy me a guitar and say, so I don't have any money, can't buy a guitar. So, you know, and then at 10, a little bit past 10, I decided, you know what, I'm going to make me one.
Yeah.
So I did. I did. A friend of mine, they used to sell like cut cedar wood, set
Right.
wood, and put it on the road to sell to bring to the sawmills and things like that.
Right.
So my friend and I, we stole a piece of the wood and carried it up to my house. You know what I mean? And I used my machete. I sharpened my machete. It was my primary tool
Yes.
at the time, and shape out the whole thing out of one piece of wood, you
Hmm.
know, and the curves and everything, and then the net to one thing out of the one piece of wood. And then I use Solitex for that. It's a long story. It's a long story.
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway, because I don't have tools, so I had was to make my tools too as well. I use 6 inch. No, I use 6 inches nail. And flatten the point of it.
Okay.
And sharpen both sides. And use it as chisel
Wow. Okay.
to
Okay.
to dig out
The shape and everything. Yeah.
the holes, to dig out the
Okay.
holes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I shape it with my machete. You know what
Okay.
I mean? As much
Wow.
as I could. You know what I mean? And use broken glass to shape it down and things. Because I don't have sandpaper and all
Yeah.
that. I'm in the woods, man. I'm
That's
in the
really.
woods, you know.
You said Tony and McFashion. That's you right there,
Oh,
son.
exactly. You got it. You got it. Yeah, Miss
So
Louise,
how did
baby.
that guitar sound?
Why, in comparison to when I get a good one, not too good. But it was wonderful. It was wonderful for me at the time.
Yeah.
You know, first time I played it, because I asked a gentleman to buy the strings for me in town and the
Hmm.
keys, and I put on the strings the night, and I played it the whole night until daylight.
Your finger must groove.
Sore, and I could not touch anything else. In a couple of days, I couldn't touch anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know what? I would still go back and play the guitar, even though my finger hurting. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I try to find, like, okay, harmony notes. Like, okay, all right, they sound like harmony. Because I didn't love harmonies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even from back then. Not fine tuned, but I mean, I love the different voices doing different things. And I remember checking a guy when I just made it, like the next day, like maybe the third day. I walk around the street with him, and then there was a guy around there that had a guitar,
Okay.
and he showed me how to hold C.
Hmm.
And I hold on that C and never let it go until I go to the house. And then I dotted the spots, where the
Yes.
finger goes, And it's just three strings I hold anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
The common one. And the D is where you just hold that B note there.
Yeah.
Anyway, and and then it took me a long while before I could cross way to the G.
Okay.
And I hold the one string and okay, all right, until I figure out how to hold all six strings. When I figured out how to hold all six strings, I'm telling you, man, I was in seventh heaven. You know. But before even that, my dad, I was like about maybe 8.5. maybe 8.5, 7, 7, between 7.5 to 8.5 years old,
Hmm.
And my dad had property far like about 30 miles away, a place called Glen Golf,
Yes, yes.
past that, and we are in Mendes, close to Pointy, you
Okay.
know. And anyway, sometimes we would go up there and spend a couple of weeks, sometimes a week. This particular time we went to spend a couple of weeks. And they left me with this lady we call a friend, and she and I didn't get on. So I went back around the bush, go stay by myself, you know. And sitting on a stone there and crying, you know what I mean, and out in the yard there, making sounds, humming notes, or something, little kid, that, I mean, and all of a sudden, the voice split in two, and now I know that it was the third. You know what I mean? Right.
Yes,
Every note I make, like synchronized, like,
yes.
and whoa. And I eventually stopped crying because it's like, whoa. And I run off to go tell my friends, which live about half, 3/4 miles away, you know,
Okay.
and half the way there, I tested it and it was gone
Hmm.
because the saliva wasn't there anymore
Right.
right. It was gone. And I'm telling them what I experienced. They laugh at me. What are you talking about, Clinton? But I remember what it sounds like, and I'm telling them how it feels and all that. Because, how I could explain it, is that, like when you're going down the road and you see a bicycle passing by and it seems as if the spokes are spinning back way,
Right.
anti-clock, anti-clock.
Yes.
That's how it going in my, instead of clockwise, it going this way.
Right. Okay.
It's going anti-clock, like, wow, and kind of wavy, and it's like, ooh. And so when from then on, I always try to, when somebody is singing, something going on, I try to sing that harmony, and to feel that feeling.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And if I'm not feeling that wave that way, I'm saying something must be wrong.
Right.
Because I don't know how to fix it either. I
Yeah.
just know that when I'm feeling that, I know, okay, I'm on point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
Exactly.
when I get the guitar and the brethren show me how to hold C and things like that, and D, and then I'm saying, oh, okay, all right, because I even learned to tune the first four string, not necessarily in tune like, oh, it's E, you know what I mean? But
Right.
hey, this is my E, It
Yes.
could be it could be probably even D, you know what I
Yes.
mean? But this is my E, and then we start from there, you
Right.
know. And it took me a little while before I could do all six strings.
Okay.
But that's how the harmony start with me.
Hmm.
And then I think my dad saw that, I'm really interested in the thing and really love it. And one evening he came home and told me that, said, a friend of his have a real guitar selling.
Okay.
And if, we can go look at it. I said, well, I don't have the money. So let's go look at it anyway. We went and looked at it, and to make long story short, the guy is selling the guitar for £13. And when we came back home, my dad gave me 9%. Well, I don't have any money, but if you have, so that give me a piece of cane feel to weed out.
Hmm.
And say, yeah, and say that if I weed that out, it will give me the money for it. I spent 1 day, 2 days. At the end, after 2 days, say, okay, you're done enough. You're done £9 worth of work. Uh, here is an extra £2.
Ah.
I,
Yeah.
I say, now you have to find the other £2 to give the guy, you know what I mean, to make it be the £13.
Right.
Right? So I bring the £11 to the guy and tell him that, why I'm going to have to owe you this one,
Mm.
until I get the £2. Well, I know I didn't get the £2. But when I look back at it, I think they basically gave me the guitar. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I look back at it,
Hmm.
because I didn't did £9 worth of work when my dad gave when I worked in there for 2 days. You know what I mean? And back there, a pound was pounds. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes,
But
yes, yes.
£1 worth some money. It's some money.
Yeah. I guess your
So
father doesn't
that
even want you to think you ain't get anything for free, so you have to
exactly. I
yeah,
have to work for it. I
do
have to
something.
work for
Yeah,
it. I
yeah,
figure that out later on. I
yeah,
figure that out
yeah,
later on.
yeah.
Right, right.
Nice.
Work for
So,
what I want.
so
And
when
then I moved,
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
and then shortly after that, I moved. Well, maybe a year after that, something like that. I moved to Kingston. I moved to Kingston later on,
Okay.
and actually I spent some time there and they do something in the church and all that. And so they put me in the choir for a little bit.
Hmm.
In Adventist church,
Okay.
and the first time I went in the choir, she gave me a part to sing all by myself. You know, boy, I could beat her up to do me like that. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I think she was just trying to push me out of my shell. Yeah, she
Hmm.
was trying to
Hmm.
push me out of my shell.
Yeah.
Um,
And she could see the talent. I'm sure she could see it. She could see.
yeah, yeah, she, I'm
Yeah.
trying to push me out.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then I moved to Kingston to live with my mom, and I put a little group together called the Brothers,
Okay.
and then start to write a couple of songs. I didn't write a couple. I actually finished one,
Yeah, okay.
and we decided, say, we gotta do something. We gotta do audition.
Okay.
And we went to Treasure Isle. Went to Treasure Isle, and actually, and Gladstone Anderson,
Hmm.
and Gladstone Anderson and Peter Tutt were actually doing the audition. And we passed the audition and supposed to record, and Gladiators was recording, and and they took long to do it, so we didn't get to make the record. So next Sunday we went back, and we saw Duke Reed standing out of the doorway with a long gun, with his hand rest, and a long
Yes.
gun like that, and two shotgun, two
Yes.
revolver in his waist, and we said, well, we managed to tell him, so we come to record the song today, and so, well, you got to come again. Well, we went away, and we didn't go back because my brethren them they were saying that, man, if that's what we have to go through to record a song, boy, we don't want to go through that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it didn't happen. And then after that, sometime after that, we met Gladiators.
Okay.
Errol Grandison passed by the house and look in and say, introduce himself and have him can come here. Hey, come and we have a few things together, and him say, well, he for they lost a member, and he think I would be great for the slot. You
Wow.
know. So I'm gonna tell Albert, and in a few days Albert came by, and there I was Gladiators for 18 years.
Oh wow. All right. What year? What year was that?
I was 18, so that was like 69,
Okay.
69, 68, 69, right?
Right. 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 So how was it? How
Yeah,
was
69, 69. I was 18.
what was the first rehearsal like with the Gladiators when you after you joined?
Oh man, I tremble like leaf. I say, oh man, this is big time, you
Yeah.
know. And the first two songs we did was for like Matadors, like Daily, and the Matadors label, what's called Freedom Train and Rockaman Soul.
Okay.
Those were the two, it's like a flip side, A
Yeah.
and B side.
B. Okay.
Right, right. And what actually gave me courage was Both Aaron and Albert, they were nervous. They were trembling.
Really?
So I'm saying to myself, huh. And they are actually did a little cover already.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. So I'm saying, well, so it's not just me. Okay. So I got some courage and, and did
Why?
it, you know.
Why you think? Why you think they were nervous?
Oh, it's hard to say, I think they just want to do good and eat like today here. I still get the butterfly. And I've been doing it for 50 odd years
Yeah. Yeah.
professionally. You
Of
know what I
course.
mean? And I still get the butterfly. Not necessarily nervous, but I get the
Excitement.
butterfly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
It's
what
a,
I mean?
a
Right,
feeling.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
right. So I think that they just want to do good,
Mhm.
and I think all of us wanted to do good, but we pulled it off. We pulled
Okay.
we pulled it off, and that was my start with the Gladiators.
All right. How many years were you with the Gladiators?
18 years.
Wow.
Uh,
And how many places did you guys go to? Like how many countries and did you travel to and
oh
play?
well, not a whole lot of countries. We've been to England, Ireland, um, France,
Hmm.
Germany, and another place there that we went to eat. Canada, the US.
Okay.
Not a whole lot of different places. I travel more places
As
these
solo.
days
Yeah.
as solo.
So
Because we never go to Africa as gladiators.
okay, okay, okay. What are,
Exactly.
if you can think of one high point in those 18 years, like the one of the things that stick with you the most in those 18 years with Gladiators, what would it be?
It would be there are several high points, but
Oh,
there
give
was
me,
one.
give me at least three. Give me three
there,
high points.
there, there's one. The first time when we went to England,
Hmm.
first time we went to England, and we played this place called the Vera Club.
Right.
And not that it's not a big club, but it's a major club where everybody come to. They played there, and three people fainted. It was hot inside there, and people up on the sound boxes.
Wow.
It's like it's too packed, and it
Yeah.
was hot. And I remember keyboard player, several Jamaican musicians from the back in the day were there to check it out and things like that. Who live in England at the time? Who lived in England at the time? I remember keyboard player, the Jackie Me Too were there.
Wow.
Several others. But it was such a good show. And what happened now, I'm fresh, I'm green and young. So off the gate, man, is like a racehorse.
Hmm.
And when I reach like halfway through the set, I'm finished. I was tired like hell, but
Yeah. To
still
work
have
on the
to go.
stamina.
Yeah, still have to keep going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was beat up by when the break, and then we still had to go back with the encore and thing, you know. And I remember I drink some water, and it was ice water,
Uh oh.
and the tongue started to twist in the mouth, and it
Yeah.
was a brethren from the next group, the manager from Aswad, the Aswad manager, who said, "Oh man, you can't do that. You have lockjaw. Best to drink room temperature water at that point.
Hmm.
Anyway, it took time, went away, and we went back and did the thing. But that one was my as first experience. That was my wow.
Yeah.
The next one, the second one was in France here.
Hmm.
We did so we go through Guadeloupe, we go through Haiti and went Guadeloupe
Okay.
and spent I think a couple of weeks in Guadeloupe, did a show there, and then we came France here, and they had a election at the same time. So the guy who put on the show was a little bit worried, saying, "Well, I don't know if people is gonna come out as much because we had 8,000 odd people paid just to see us without
Wow.
even an opener, just to
Wow.
see us."
Okay.
I was like, whoa, and when we sound check in, and then they opened the gate, and we saw the people running down from up there, it was like, man, we ran off the stage. And then during the show, Albert, called a couple of people up on stage to come dance with us. And the stage was full, like packed,
Wow.
and then hold up Albert up in the air and thing like that. I have to hold the bass like this to play it.
Oh.
And and the draw and the police came on stage, tear gas, and try
Wow.
to get people off stage, and they throw off the police off stage. You know, so the next thing is tear gas. They use
Yeah.
tear gas.
Yeah.
And so that was the end of the show. That
Okay.
was the end of the show. Yeah. Because it get out of hand, it got out of
Right.
hand,
Right.
that
Right.
got out of hand.
Right.
So
So
yeah.
what do you think if because over those 18 years, I mean, you played so much, you did, you had a lot of experience. What are a couple of lessons you think that you learned during those 18 years that you still hold on to now?
Oh man, never think that you reach the mark.
Hmm.
There's always room to grow.
Yes.
And there is always betterment ahead. You can always be a little better, or stand your ground. You know, and in other words, just like I said before, never think that you reach the 100%. And
Hmm.
now I can say that I'm at 35%. For a while, I've been at 10%. You're good, we're
Yeah.
at 30%.
Yeah.
Well, this age and gray beard step in and thing like that, I'm saying, okay, all right. I
Yeah.
give myself 35%. I still have
Yeah.
65% to go. So you
Yeah.
can remain humble, or else you will lose. It's the minute you think, say, okay, I'm there,
Yeah. You cut yourself off from, yeah.
then you cut yourself off.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and in terms of I love writing songs. I
Mm.
love melodies. I love harmonies. And I always think that I can do better.
Yeah.
When each album I do, I see where, okay, that one could go this way and da 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 da, or the mix could be this, da 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 da. So and I tell myself that, okay, I'll fix it in the next album.
That way you always have something to look forward to. There's
That,
always something
that way I always
special that
have
can happen.
something to
Yeah.
look forward
Yeah.
to,
Yeah.
and then the other thing is that, is is how things are going where humanity is concerned.
Hmm.
That also is a big inspiration too.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know, just based on, you know, humanity seem to be, diminishing.
Oh.
No, Mark, we have pockets of people who are together, and we know that, okay, life worthwhile living, and we have to take care of ourselves, take care of each other, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But the masses just going for the money, and it's like, and forget about humanity, and Mother Earth have nothing to do with it. Oh, yeah, look at nature boy. When you talk about Mother Nature,
Hmm. Hmm.
you call you nature boy,
Yeah. But so.
so my I think my duty is to try and inform myself and to inform the rest of us as to my little capacity. You know what I mean? How much we still don't know yet, and how much we can teach each other
Hmm.
and ourselves,
Yeah.
and how much we can learn from Mother Nature. Because as a little country boy, again, I, some of the most beautiful flowers
Yeah.
go right there in the woods, and
Yes.
you walk past it, or if you're paying attention, you'll see it, and
Yeah.
you can pop one, carry home. You know what I mean? Or play with it on the way, smell it. They're like, wow. You know
Mm.
what I mean? And today, it's like, we go to the store to go buy a bunch of roses,
Yeah.
and we don't see the one in the forest,
Hmm.
or the one just along the wayside, you
Yeah.
know. And we
Yeah.
take it for granted. We take it for granted, you know.
Which are what are some of your give me like two or three of your songs that speak to speak to humanity and to how we treat nature, we treat each other.
Like What a World is one of them.
Hmm.
What a world we are living in. It's that one, actually, the inspiration of that one, I went
Okay.
to Guam, and most of Guam is kind of like, it's like the army is very present there.
The territories are US.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the territories, right? And I remember going on the other side of the island, and them guys pointed out you know how the war was there and things like that, and and believe you me, you could almost smell the old blood. You know, and it's awful. It's
Yeah.
just awful. And birds. They don't have any birds there. Snake eat the birds and things.
Okay.
Right? Because they come in what do you call it? Uh, Containers,
Ah,
and
yes.
get
So
and,
invasive
and, and
species.
get and get loose and then eat the
Yeah.
eggs and da 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 da. Right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Uh, right.
Yeah.
So check it, and then the native cats. They're so cool. It
Mhm.
remind me of the native Indians in the
Okay.
U.S. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, and
Yeah.
it's like, man, and then reflect back to Jamaica, reflect back to Africa, and
Mhm.
and all that, and how we use and abuse one another.
Yeah.
And then you put it not just there, and then you put, then there's the extension of that, just mankind. You
Right.
know,
Right.
how we really deal with one another. You know
And
what I
what?
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And some of us, including myself, are still suffering from that.
Right. Yeah.
In terms of knowing our roots and know where we really, really from. I don't know, I heard stories say I might be from Ghana originally,
Right.
but who knows, it could be from Kenya too. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? It's like, I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're trying to catch up and trying to be the best person we can be
Mm.
still, you know. And then the hard thing about it is when you work and work and work and work, and then to see that, a set of cats is trying to erase all the work that we've been
That you
doing
did.
coming up. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's also hard. That's also hard. You
Yeah.
know. But to answer your questions, I don't forget your questions too. Yeah. about what a world is one of them.
Right.
You know, what a world is one of them. Um, uh, 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 da, 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 um, uh, what a system.
Hmm.
What a system is one of them. Um, and then love light is one of them.
Okay.
You know, love light is just a reminder. Basically that uh,
Mm.
that light is belong to all of us.
Right.
Because all of us, we learn to eat later on.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You know what I mean? Based on our environment and
Mhm.
things we go through, da 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 da. What you see your friend do, blah blah, etc. Bad company versus, you know what I mean. We
Yeah.
learn to eat, but when you're a little baby, you don't know nothing about it. You know what I
Oh.
mean? You
Hmm.
you you might go through emotion because you're hungry or feel lonely or da da da, etc. But you don't hate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we learn that along the way. You
Yeah.
know.
And so often that hate is somebody else teaching you to hate somebody else. And the root of it is greed. Anyway, it's still greed and power.
Exactly,
It's
exactly, exactly. And brother Michael, the thing is, you know, you know, you know, you know, a belly full. That's the most we can consume at a time. A belly full.
yeah.
You know, and no matter how much acres of places we want to own and things like that, the only spot that we really own, you like where I sit right now, I
Yeah.
own it.
Yes.
I own this right now. If I get up and move and go over there and stand over there, that's where I own, where I stand. I don't own here so anymore.
Yeah.
Somebody can come sit here.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
the whole idea is kind of silly when you look at it, common sense wise.
True.
Common sense wise, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But that's why they put fences and things like that to
Yeah.
prove say I own all this property.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the fact is, you can go there and go sit on the whole property. You
Can try, but you
can't try, but
you
it
can't
won't
try.
work. It won't work. It won't work. And you can buy all the food in the world and put it in front of you. You know how much you're
Yeah.
gonna eat out of it? A belly
Belly
full.
full. A belly full. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. And they make they try to make it seem like there is not enough in this world for everybody, but there's more than enough.
Of course, it's
There's
more
just
than
some people
enough.
hoarding everything else for them.
Exactly, exactly. I remember back home there, back in the 70s, there when the politics was like really rampant,
Yes.
70s, mid 70s,
Hmm.
you know, and many of the private sectors, buy out the food and just keep it there and they stay there rotten. You
Yes.
know, why people are hungry just to blame the other side.
Yes.
Just
Yeah.
to blame the other side.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Saltfish, stay there rotten,
Yeah.
rice, flour, take worms and things
Yeah.
like that, cornmeal.
Mhm.
Yeah, and when you observe all of those things, man, and then you put guns in the kids' hands and say, "Hey, go fight for me." You know, no one in the world is like it is.
Yeah.
And Jamaica is just little Jamaica.
Hmm.
Yeah, still have the bigger picture. I still have the bigger picture. The bigger part of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not easy. It's not easy,
Yeah.
and that's why I think that there is always room for another song,
No.
or 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 the same song put to you a different way. You
Okay.
know, so because sometimes it's like going downtown and you have 12 different roads or 20 different roads that lead to downtown,
Hmm.
but they're all going downtown.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So there are many songs about love. There are many songs about uh, uh, power. Many songs about hate. Hey, I'm gonna kick your ass. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And another one. Then many songs. But if it's about love, it's coming from this song. It's coming from, but it's about love.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean. And
Yeah.
if the thing is, what I think is that if if you tell the story this way and people miss it, you know, then why not tell it another way?
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes, and that's why I love all kind of music. I'm not good at all kinds. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? But I love all kind of music because you can tell the same story in a funk, and you know what? You realize that, oh sure, you have a funk
Right.
audience who get it
Yeah.
because the just the bass and drum draw them in, and then they get this story. Oh man, check this out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Normally they wouldn't go there, they wouldn't go there, but because it's in funk, they go there. And
Yeah.
then them same one, the same phone can teach it to the jazz guy on the so too. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
different road, but it's still about love.
Yes.
Still
Yes.
about love.
Yes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So, I'm not afraid of different kind of inspiration, and sometimes we have the tendency to either put ourselves in a box, or let others put us in our box, as they say,
Yes. Yeah.
hey, this is what you're supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like, if I feel like though a soul song, I will do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it's in my radar. It's
Yeah.
actually it's in my radar, right? I do it kind of already in my first acoustic album.
Mm-hmm.
A song called "Love Is in the Air,
Mm-hmm.
Love Is Far from There,
Yeah.
Love Is Everywhere. Can you feel it, taste it, darling? Yeah, da 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 da."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm afraid, because the thing is, I'm not looking to be a star. I just want to make music and feel good making music.
Amen. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So,
Yeah.
I'm already a star, if that's what I'm saying.
Long time.
I'm a long time. I'm
Long
alive,
time.
man.
Long
I'm
time.
alive, man. I
Long
eating
time.
and kicking like everybody
Yeah.
else, I'm a star already. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
no, just
Yeah.
it's how to maintain that
Yeah.
star.
But I mean, apart from the stardom thing, I mean, I have to say you're a star in the sense as well of how you shine your light. Because wherever you go, you have this light. You have this light about you because of the genuine, who you are. You bring who you are wherever you are, and
Thank
that's
you,
that
man.
light that you
Thank
shine.
you.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
So,
Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you.
So
Thank you.
when you get these different things that inspire you, whether it's love or family or world events, what is the process? I don't know. It might be different things for different songs, but what is the first thing that you do? Is it chords, or is it a lyric you start to write, or a melody? How, because it might be different. I don't know for different songs, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is for different songs, because sometimes a bass line will hit, and maybe not even the full bass line, just a part of a bass line, and like, wow, this feels good, you know. And then I'm thinking, you know, well, I'll have a different turn on it, not just boom, boom, boom,
hmm
boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 bang, 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 bang. Ding, 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 ding. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And then after ding, dang, ding, ding, dang, dang, ding, could it be something else too? You know what I mean? It's like, the certain part of the brain start to search now, and how to make it be interesting,
hmm
and not just monotonous, but interesting. Or if the baseline is monotonous, how you make the rest of it be interesting enough, so
right.
one don't just pay
Contrast
attention
with it,
just to contrast it,
yeah,
so
yeah,
it balance,
yeah.
and then there are times when it's my cards first,
hmm
just cards, no baseline this time, but just cards,
hmm
and I don't have any lyrics, but I love melody, and in
Yeah,
order in order to not upset the melody, I just scat something, and then the scat, and then I don't have any restriction there.
yes,
Me
yeah,
and go all about the place, you know what I
yes,
mean? I'm
yes, yeah, yeah,
searching. Yeah, da da bam bam bida bida
yeah.
dida da da, singing the dam pam pam da. You know what I mean? I can go all about the place.
There's one of
And
the as you continue, but one of the things that I don't, it won't leave my head. One of your things, like sometimes I just wake up and it's in my head, and it's like na 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 na
you know what I
na.
mean? Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah,
just
yeah,
won't.
yeah.
It won't leave me. It's been with
I
me.
understand, man, because it's like almost like the song already.
Yeah, yeah,
It's because the melody is because of the melody.
Yeah.
I think good melody never really leave us. You know what I mean? It sit round there in the cranium and round there, and something will ignite every now and then. You know, something come close to it up, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or it help you to go somewhere else. You know, but good melodies. You know, because I really truly think that we are monitored by melodies. You
Okay.
know, I really truly think so. From a spiritual point of view, you know, it's like you know, like if you walking, what you're walking in the woods,
Hmm.
and then you two, tree limb rub together,
Yes.
and you right away you look, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and you look different from when a tree limb fall down and pop up, splash. You
Mm.
know, that's coming like noise.
Yes.
But if you hear it rub together like it's whistling, you know what I mean?
Hmm. Hmm.
You know, it's like, huh. Or the nightingale, you the nightingale sing, you know what I mean? Wow, you know, melody draw our attention.
Yes.
So I think that we are very close to melody, or somewhere inside of us is
Mm.
melodious. You know what I mean? And I think that harmony, even the person who don't sing, you know, can enjoy harmony because we are harmonious, you know, we're harmonious to
Yeah.
ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
Your hands swing in our way in harmony.
Yes.
Your legs walk in harmony. You fall down.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's a relation there. There's
Yeah.
a relation there.
Yeah.
You know,
And
I think, I think.
the truth is, none of us is in this world alone, you know, and we're all connected in some way. And so, and
Exactly.
that connection is the harmony. Is the it
Exactly,
connects us
man.
and we
Exactly.
vibe with each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly. And
yeah.
that, if we can take time out to notice those little simple facts, we don't have no time to hate the next person because you realize that if you hate the next person, you eventually hating yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Eventually, you're eating yourself, you know.
Absolutely.
And just when you're gonna eat that person, just imagine for a minute. Just imagine you're alone in this world by yourself, even just for a day.
Yeah.
You know, the
Yeah.
only way you stay somewhere for a day and don't like whoa and go out of your mind is that you know that after this day you can go around the corner and go meet John Brown or Sister Annie or something like that. But if
Hmm.
you know in your heart about it, no matter where you go, it's you alone you're gonna see. You know what I mean? You don't even live out that day, you know. You probably wouldn't even live out that day, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
you would try to find some companion with some animals or something like that,
Yeah.
so as to have companion.
Connection. Yeah. 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 Yes.
Connection.
Absolutely.
So you know, it's unfortunate that we just try to kill off another and think that you know, we can stand alone when we really cannot stand alone.
Yeah. People. Some people just lose sight of the truth. You know.
Lose sight of it. Lose sight of it.
Yeah.
And those are some of the reasons why I think there's always a place to write another song.
Hmm. 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 Always a place. Always a place. That's
Always, you
right.
know.
Clinton, thank you for chatting with me. We could probably do like three
We
episodes,
could go on for a long time.
but
uh,
I don't want to take up too much of your time, and because
and,
I might have to call you again for another episode sometime down the
why,
line.
of course, man. Anytime, man. You're one of my favorite people. You know, from the first time I met you, and hear you sing and thing like that, and
Thank you.
I see it on your face, you know, the smile. You know, so it's pure article. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's article. You know, and
Well,
you take time out of what you're doing to sing on my song and make it feel sweet. I make it sound sweet. So
thank
thank you.
thank you, and thank you, and thank
Yeah.
to Catherine as well for
Yes,
both of you
yes, I will. I
for
will.
making this. So let me as again, this is you are the first guest on this new season two of Mike's Moment Up. So I have to do the little closing script. So
Yeah, yeah.
here we go.
It's gonna go. It's gonna go.
Yeah, man.
It's
Tough.
gonna go, man.
So thanks everybody for spending this moment with me and with our guest Clinton Fearon here on Mike's Moment of. If the conversation moved you, share it with a friend. Leave us a review and follow the show so you don't miss what's next. And subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. You can also link up with us on social media for clips, behind the scenes moments, and upcoming guests. Until next time, walk good, stay inspired, keep finding meaning in your moment. I'm Michael Sean Harris. I hope you're entertained and informed, and that you feel inspired to join me again and again in my moments of